The information provided in this video is for educational, informational purpose only. It is not intended as investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell financial instruments. All trades involve risk, and you should only trade with money you can afford to lose. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. The trades and strategies shown are my own opinions and are surely shared purely for transparency and learning purposes. Past performances do not guarantee future results. As always do your own research and consult with a qualified financial professional. So we're back at Tempest AI. So what I'm going to do is I kind of like cleaned up my chart now. So a little bit more cleaner, a little bit more leaner. We're going to go through, we're on the day. And I like to do the top down method. So I'm going to look for a point of interest on the day chart. So let's see. As we scrunch that together, I feel like that's a great line. Go to my horizontal tool. And I'm going to spread it out because it's still kind of hard. And I see that's like a gap between there. So in that gap, I'm going to put my gray line, which is my weak line. And as we get closer to price, I'm going to create another line right here. Because I see a lot of good points that I like. So I'm going to create that line right there. So what you're trying to kind of do is you're trying to look for points on the map or on the chart, I should say. And we're going to try to figure out where these points are and how price is playing off of them. So even right there, you can see that weak point that we created right there, that weak line, or that line of confluence. It kind of bounces off of that, touches again, it bounces off it. So it kind of acts like and I'm kind of learning this right now, like a demand zone almost, where it kind of springboards off of that, and you can see the action, then it comes back down, and it has numerous touches, which could be good and bad because this after price kind of touches it numerous times, it kind of loses its spring, so to speak. So as you can see, price kind of dropped through it, and that's where we're at now. So this line I'm looking at has some reference to me because it touches there, and it's actually almost a gap underneath from there to there. So then we're gonna go down to the sorry about that because I put the wrong color. Because I'm kind of, if you haven't noticed, I'm kind of skipping over the month because the more research I did, the month kind of does not play into what we're doing because we're kind of, well, I'm an intraday trader, so to speak. So you don't really want to go out a month because I've talked to me and my friend kind of go through like what he's seeing, what I'm seeing, and kind of how to get better and improve your edge. So I'm going through this and I'm improving it as much as I learn and I see, and I'm passing on to you, and hopefully, like people can just chime in on the comments and tell me what they're kind of thinking of what they're doing. So then I go down to let's say the 4 hour, because a 4 hour will give us more of a granular look of what price is doing. And as you can see, the line kind of crossed over price, and this whole thing is still going in a downward trend. And as you can see, I create that yellow line to kind of confirm that it's staying neatly inside of that guy. So what we're going to do now is we're going to kind of like expand that to kind of have a more in-depth view of what we're doing. And I can see the candles that are in here and it kind of dropped below. And what this arrow and what I have here is what is called a supply zone. But I think it was based off of, yeah, I can see that's the supply zone right there. But I think it kind of moved it on me. So I'm gonna delete that out of there because I think whatever I did kind of destroyed that, and I'll have to create a new supply zone. But right now we can just actually chart it off of where it's at and prices below that day line. So what I like to think of is it's still staying in between here. So if price bounces off of that, as you can see, it really doesn't cross that line. And when it does touch that, it either comes back down pretty hard. So it touches that line, comes back down, it goes away from it. What I think is going to happen is it's probably going to come up to this level. But to confirm more and to kind of have more of a level of idea of what's going on, I think I might have intraday levels already up. So let me look at that. And I do. Because I configured it so I only have the previous day high and 2 day previous day high, which is 2 days ago, which kind of in line with what we're going on with the lines that we created. So we're not going to really uh, create more lines on that. What we could do is we can go here and create a horizontal ray. All right. And we can actually, crap, made that line too accurate. Okay. And then we have the previous day low, which I'll keep that. I'll stay more in tune with the white line, and I'm trying to get away from like creating a ton of lines so everything looks busy. Once we find that, we can pretty much turn this guy off, right? So then we kind of have a level of okay, I feel like if it passes this, right? I think it gets. This is my first take profit here, and I'll create a brand new one. I go to the horizontal line. That wasn't really good. Horizontal ray. Sorry about that. And what I do with this is I usually make it the color of the candle so I know that this is my take profit. Put the text in. TP1. So that's TP1. And I want to move it more along the lines. I might even move it before because there's things like if we want to get in the mindset of like how everyone's thinking. So if everyone's thinking that, okay, they're seeing this line as I'm seeing this line, where kind of institution kind of fakes you out is either before this line to kind of take all the people that made this bet or a little bit after the line, people that's looking for a breakout. So I would kind of put my next line on top of that, which isn't too bad because even if it's probably going to touch that and come back down, if it does come here, and we always try to like try to anticipate what could happen based off of like how institution might try to play us or might try to fake us out with these fake breakouts. So you always got to kind of be aware. And even what I've been doing, I'm like, okay, this is like a let's say 30% chance that that happens, right? And I only do that so in my mind now I'm like, okay, this is not definite, but I feel like there's a good chance that this happens, or not even a good chance, it's a 30% chance in my mind. So now I kind of figure that out. So for here, let's say I want to put it's a 50% chance. So I would think that price is going to somehow make some like a fake rally. And if it did drop, where I would think it would drop is this is the gap. So I think it's going to come fill that gap up. And that it's probably already there now. So if it drops, and let's see where price is at right now, because we can go to extended view and see where we're at in comparison to, and see we're already there. So if it's going to do that, and it just immediately goes the other way, sorry, goes the other way off the rip, I'm gonna adjust my take profit to, and it's kind of hard because I'm looking at the data points from back then. And if we're going in a downward spiral, we're going in a downward spiral because I would have to look for like another supply or demand zone, I should say, in one of these guys. And why not? Let's do that while we're here. So if we looked for a demand zone, this looks like a demand zone right here because that's our red candle and then the green candle shooting up, which gives us some level of like there's something here. So what I would do is I would go to my tools, find a rectangle, and just be cognitive that's sorry, I think it's a demand zone. I keep getting them wrong because getting them backwards. So you can tell me in the chat which one I should be using. Okay, so we should be able to go back over here. And we can kind of see where price is at. Okay, so it's nowhere near that. So I will put my next take profit. So if it's at 44.85 right now, and at 44.25, I will put my next take profit at 42.75. There we go. And that would be TP2. Call that red. Not the words, the actual line. And that's what I have for you guys.